Today I'm on the road again, headed north, and there are multiple objectives. There's a couple of state parks I haven't seen. Ike Kinswa State Park, which is on a lake, and the Lewis and Clark State Park, which has a whole bunch of running trails, or a bunch of trails, hiking trails, and I'm going to go there and do a run. And I'm going to go up further because I've never seen Barrier Dam, and I'm going to run up to as far as I can up Green River, trying to get to the Green River Horse Camp, but I suspect it's snowing. I won't be able to get there in my two-wheel drive truck, but I'll go as far as I can. At any rate, that's the plan for the day. It's going to be glorious. The weather is spectacular. It's cold. It was below freezing this morning, and it'll be quite a bit colder up in the hills. But it's sunny and nice, and I expect to, as always, have a pretty good time.
And with any luck, we'll get it done by dark.
There's my good-looking old truck sitting here in the parking lot at the Barrier Dam on the Cowlitz River. I've never been here before. It's kind of an unusual structure. There's a launching ramp just down below us here. There were a bunch of folks fishing from the bank. Probably 7 or 8 trailers in the parking lot. It seems rather amusing to me that there's the fancy visitor center and nice signage, and this is a big, elaborate place. This is right at the Barrier Dam. But it's rather amusing that they have all this geared towards people coming in to see it, but it's closed. Not really that funny. I'm sure it has to do with the COVID stuff. This is Mayfield Lake, heading into Ike Kinswa State Park. This is Mayfield Lake. This is an arm of it that extends up into the park, this Ike Kinswa State Park. This is the bridge that sort of crosses between the two halves. There's quite a bit of boating activity here, folks out fishing. There's a couple of kayakers. And then this is quite a protected arm, of course, so up on the right there's a swimming area. This is the swimming area at Ike Kinswa State Park. This looks like it might be pretty nice in the summertime. I think the reservoir is kind of low here. They're still waiting to do flood control with all the runoff. It's middle of March. There's still quite a lot of snow in the mountains. This is Riffe Lake. At the Mossyrock Dam. This is another view of Riffe Lake from the Riffe Lake Overlook. It appears that the frogs at least are happy in this wildlife area. This is the very eastern end of Riffe Lake. This is Tidnipem, I guess, Park. This is the east end of Riffe Lake. Has all kinds of stuff going on here, but I'm not going in, just swinging by. The river is quite pretty here. Although it took quite a bit of bushwhacking to get down here from my truck. I stopped for lunch at this stream. My phone claims I have 5G cell coverage, but that can't be right. It's just unbelievable. It's kind of funny. I'm driving up this gravel road. I've been gravel road for 3 or 4 miles, driving along the river, and all of a sudden I come to this dam and lake. I didn't realize this was up here. I'm sure glad I washed my truck yesterday. As we know, when you get off the beaten track, Google Maps is a little scary. I'm using it here, and I thought it was being helpful, but now I followed the instructions, ended up at a dead-end gate, and when I look at the maps it says go back a different direction. So I'm a little confused, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, this Green River Horse Camp has to be here somewhere. Surprisingly, this road is paved, and it's in pretty good shape, but not surprisingly, there is some snow. So far, I haven't had any trouble getting through it. We'll see what this is like. The road is full of debris. Most of it isn't too bad, but in a few places, it's quite extensive. I'm at the Iron Creek campground, Iron Creek picnic area. I was considering doing my run here. I'm not sure the trail's really long enough, but it looks like there also might be a little windfall on the trail. Maybe it hasn't been maintained yet this year. This is a stump in this Coal Creek campground. The interpretive sign says it is 600 years old. butt of that stump is close to 6 feet. Probably 5 feet, say, in diameter.
Well, I didn't make it to the Green River Horse Camp. I stopped there where the snow and the tree were, figuring that discretion was the better part of valor.
The trail of the deer here at Lewis and Clark State Park has a little issue. Ouch. Oh. Look at this. There's been someone else besides me running on the deer trail. Guess I'm not supposed to go that way. Okay. Coming up to an area where I guess it's pretty clear where to go, but looks like there's a trail problem here. Must be springtime. The skunk cabbage is coming up. This is one of the equestrian trails, but it's in pretty good shape. Usually the horses chew it up quite a lot. I managed to walk around that as well as several prior, but I'm not sure there's a way to walk around this one. I've been reluctant to get my feet really muddy. Usually it doesn't bother me a bit. And I think I've, dry socks and clean shoes in the car. I think it's just time to get wet and muddy, which is always fun for me. Not exactly sure where I am, but I think I'm right up here where it comes to the, I know I'm in that area somewhere. Wow, here's a long one I'm gonna have to run through. Here's a long muddy downhill. I'm walking and it's too slippery to run. There's been a lot of mud and water. It's been quite fun for me. I'm on this trail. It's kind of a mess. It's not really that bad, but there's a few trees down, of course. And I took one wrong turn, so it's getting kind of dark. It's middle of March, and it's already 6:15, so there's quite a bit of twilight left, but I was headed straight back to the car, but made a wrong turn, and I almost missed this trail. If I'd missed this one, I would have probably added another half mile to the trip or something, which I can't really afford at this time. This is fun. Look at this log, it's down over the trail, and it's just about balanced on this little hump. There's some signs there, some buildings and an open space, and there's another building through the woods back there I may be heading to on this trail. I just turned off that other trail. So I may make it before dark. Back to the truck. I'm at the equestrian parking and camping area. So, pretty close to the truck. Well, you can see I made it before dark. Just barely. That's all it takes. Still pretty dark in the woods.
Even though I didn't get to the Green River Horse Camp as I'd hoped, I got to see a lot of new territory. Got to explore sort of the limits of my willingness to drive the truck on the old Forest Service roads, and finished my run before dark. It really doesn't get any better than that.
I'm going home. I'm going home. Been a long time now and I'm going home.
This is the Odd Man, out.